Alexandra Eala draws sympathy from fans after facing unnecessary pressure from Australian Open crowd during one-hour exit. Several tennis fans attributed Alexandra Eala's first-round loss to Alycia Parks at the Australian Open to the huge crowd packed around Court 6, cheering on the young Filipino. They argued that the intense attention placed unnecessary pressure on the youngster, preventing her from playing her natural game and ultimately contributing to her first-round exit. Fans bemoaned the Australian Open crowd for putting unnecessary pressure on Alexandra Eala following one-hour loss. Eala's progress on the WTA Tour has drawn widespread attention. She underlined her potential in 2025 with a semi-final run at the Miami Open and a runner-up finish in Eastbourne, before carrying that form into 2026 with a semi-final appearance at the ASB Classic in Auckland. Given her recent form, expectations were high among fans heading into the Australian Open. This was evident on Monday, when an unusually long queue formed outside Court 6 at Melbourne Park ahead of her first-round clash with Parks. In fact, Philippines flags filled the stands on all sides as Court 6 got jam-packed during the contest. The Filipino justified the hype with a dominant start, racing to a 6-0 win in the opening set. Parks, however, responded with authority, jumping to a 3-0 lead in the second set. Although Eala fought back to level at 3-3, the American held her nerve to close it out 6-3. She then took command of the decider, easing to a 6-2 victory to seal her place in the second round of the Grand Slam. Meanwhile, Eala's hopes of making a deep run were cut short early, with several fans expressing disappointment and linking it to the overwhelming support and attention she received. The crowd is putting unnecessary pressure on Alex Eala. She needs to enjoy her tennis for 2-3 years. You can't develop as a player if the crowd always wants you to win, otherwise she will have the same fate as Raducanu, one fan said. Eala's fans will need to take a cold, hard look at themselves. The attending Filipino crowd has put so much pressure on an 18-year-old. She beats Parks 10 times out of 10 without them. Another weighed in. Some of Alex Eala's best tennis and results is when the hype has died down a bit and there's not much attention around her. I'm starting to think all this attention puts an enormous amount of pressure on her, because it looks like it's happening for the third time now. One wrote. A fan suggested the crowd heavily favored Eala and unsettled Parks early, but praised the American for responding with her performance. 99% of the crowd was cheering for Alexandra Eala, to the point where Alycia Parks was so rattled that she couldn't even hit a ball on the court. But she stormed back and won the match. Sometimes you have to let your racket do the talking, they said. The sad reality is, Alex Eala is still in the shadow of Miami run and nothing else. She needs consistency game, BBY game, set by set, match by match, tournament by tournament. 2026 is the year to do so. Let's keep working. A fan expressed. One fan suggested Eala needs a new coach to elevate her game, citing slower progress than peers such as Victoria Mboko, Maya Joint, and Iva Jovic. Unpopular opinion. I think Alex Eala needs a new coach who will push her to the next level. Younger players like Joint, Jovic, and Mboko have leveled up so much faster than Alex. Her serves, though better, is still a liability. Her game is all baseline power with little variety, they commented. It remains to be seen how Eala bounces back from this setback and improves her graph in the upcoming tournaments. Meanwhile, Parks turns her attention to Wednesday's second-round clash against 19th seed Karolina Machova, with PFSN's exclusive interactive simulator giving the Czech an 89% chance of victory.